And it was sad, right? But that ain't what got me. That ain't what got me. This prosecutor broke me down into tears. I mean, just straight tears. He comes out and he brings, okay, because they smuffed Harmony, trigger warning, guys. A lot of you already know this. They smushed Harmony Montgomery and put her in a duffel bag, like a tote, little tote bag. That's how small they crushed her. And she was decaying and rotting in that bag, and she was leaking body fluids. So they were staying at this place called the Fit Shelter, and Adam, to hide the body because it was like a homeless shelter, he reached up and moved the ceiling tiles back, and he set the body in the roof, in the ceiling. So, and when investigating, they couldn't find Harmony, but they found her like blood, her DNA, in the ceiling tiles at the Fit Center. And what they did was they cut the ceiling out of the room that they were staying in, and they brought it to court. They had it wrapped in plastic, okay? And this was the saddest moment in the courtroom. This shit, I was taking it pretty good, right? I was taking it pretty good just sitting there watching it. You know what I'm saying? I would come outside and report on it. They opened this box. They pulled out, I mean, a huge ass piece of the ceiling. And you could, when they opened it up, you could smell death. Okay. I mean, like, you could smell it in the courtroom. And he was like, I want to show y'all, this is what's left of Harmony Montgomery. I seen grown men start crying. I couldn't even fight the tears, right? Everybody in the courtroom stood up because they laid it on the floor. The jury stood up. Everybody in the courtroom stood up. And you could have heard a pin drop. I mean, if somebody would have been like, you would have heard it. I mean, everybody was quiet. You just seen, they walked around the courtroom and started handing out handkerchiefs to everybody. I've never seen them do that in court. They had tissues. They knew they were going to break people down. Like, they had it prepared. They were like, Belloff was walking around just handing it out to everybody. I was just like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And, yeah, I've seen some horrible shit, right? I've seen some horrible stuff. But Megan Boswell, when they showed that baby, when she had stuffed her in the trash can, they had the crime scene photos they showed. Oh my God, that was bad too. That was really bad. But yeah, that's who Harmony Montgomery is. If you ain't familiar with the case, her mama was just rewarded a few $1,000,000 in a lawsuit settlement with social services and the state. People can do some horrible stuff, right? And the reason they say they killed Harmony was she was wetting herself, right? And if you beating on a kid, remember the bathtub? Yeah, where they're squeezing the blood all over. Oh my God, that is so bad. Dismembering her. I mean, they never found her. He rented a U-Haul, and he was a coward. He wouldn't show up for court. I didn't even know you couldn't do that. I thought they drug you into court, but apparently in New Hampshire, you have the right not to be there, be tried in your absence. And that's what they did. They tried him in his absence. So they never brought him from the jail. They brought him on a TV monitor the first day so he could waive his rights to be there. And he did that. And then after that, he never showed up to court. But of course, you know, they found him guilty. I think he got 60 years on some gun charges. And then he got 40 years without the possibility of parole on the murder of Harmony Montgomery, second degree, which I don't know how it's second degree murder. It was something horrible. And, you know, parents can hurt their kids, you know, and to think a man okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Okay, everybody see me? Everybody hear me now? Little lag on the internet. Watching for Toronto, no sound. We good? Are we good? Okay. All right, I'm just looking at something. I'm trying to look on this video to see if somebody on this video says that that's not the baby daddy. Okay, I was just reading the comments. And I don't really see nothing that says that ain't the baby's daddy. Okay. There you are. Sound is good. Okay. Yeah, frozen for a minute. Okay, well, I'm unfrozen. And if you guys haven't, make sure you hit the like button real quick. It helps us in the algorithm, and it helps new people see the videos. It'll help us hit 70K, and it'll help bring awareness to these kids that are missing. Now, I don't know how good that is doing if these people have hid the kids. And I just don't know who would take in kids that are, missing, and it's a national or international case, right? I mean, people are talking about this case all over the world if you count the YouTubers. And, millions of people are seeing this. Dolly, Cody is Cody Sullivan, not Cody Lee, different guy. Okay, Lee could be his middle name, right? Like I got a middle name. That's like saying my name's Jimmy. There's a lot of Jimmys, right? But then I got a middle name. It could be his middle name. How do we know the baby daddy's middle name ain't Lee? How do we know? How do you know, Heather? How do you know it? Like, how do you know? How do we know it ain't? Did you fact check it? It's not Cody Lee. How do we know, though? How does anybody know? Yeah, my middle name is James, Jamz. Oh, because his mom spoke up and said it's not him. Okay. I'm not arguing it. It's been debunked as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Well, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm asking a simple question. True crime housewife, his mom said it. Okay. All right. Well, I guess his mom would know her son. That'd be a good indication that it's maybe not him. Okay. But either way, he's still a grown ass man living with his mama that don't go see his kids. That ain't good. Okay. That ain't good. That's almost just as bad as robbing somebody with a steak knife. Okay. It should be. In Virginia, your ass go to jail for that. Okay. Oh, is he paying child support? Okay. Is he paying child support on Jack and Lily? I don't know how that works in Canada, but here in the States, you don't pay child support, especially in Virginia. They lock you up. You miss 30 days of child support, right? They lock you up here, and then they hold you for 3 months. That's how long they keep you, 3 months, unless you pay your child support. If you pay your child support, they'll let you out of jail. But if you don't, they hold you in jail for 3 months for not paying your child support. He signed his rights away, no child support. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. You can sign your rights away to a kid and you owe child support. You the biological father of them kids. Oh, yeah. So that man ain't paying no child support on his kids. Didn't go look for the kids. Yeah, Granny, you need to straighten that boy out. I don't know what's going on there. You're breaking up, Dolly. I'm sorry. It's the internet. It'll fix itself. Don't worry. Seems like Malaya got everything for free. Dad of the year. He definitely ain't getting Dad of the year. Good Lord. Malaya's getting Mother of the Year, 2025 Crime Award. Speaking of crime awards, this is a little off topic, but I hear that CrimeCon may have Karen Reed as a speaker. Okay. I almost hit my head on the wall today when I heard that. A brick wall. It's just like, man, let me bang my head up against the wall. They're all are liars. I believe so too. I think all of them are lying. I don't trust none of them. I don't trust nobody in Canada right now. Y'all all suspects. I'm watching you. Okay. But yeah, I heard that they might have Karen Reed as a speaker. And you know, I tried to get a booth. They refunded my money. They said Dolly is too controversial for CrimeCon. All right. I'm going to be there this year, hopefully, if I can get the funds up. So, just to represent, because, you know, I'm the greatest true crime person to ever do it. There can only be one, you know, the greatest, Dolly. So, I'm going to be there. They just won't let me take part in it. Like, I can't have a booth. I can't have my banners up, right? Because I'm too controversial for CrimeCon. The person that says everybody's innocent and proven guilty, that I suspect people, I don't blame people. Okay. I just say I suspect. I tell people, I talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation. But I'm controversial. Okay. I think I'm the most uncontroversial person in true crime. Okay. Team up with another creator. They won't let you do that. They won't let you do that. They won't. They told me no. This is the second year in a row they've told me no. But you want to go get Karen Reed, alleged cop killer, and let her be a part of CrimeCon. And I can't even get a damn booth. Can't even pay for the booth. I'm like, oh my God. What the hell is going on right here? You know, so we are not crazy here in Canada. I don't think everybody in Canada is crazy. You're just all suspects right now. All right. I got my eyes on you. Don't try to leave the state or the province or whatever. Don't try to leave Canada. All right. I'm watching you. I've got my eyes on you. But I think the line started in the very beginning. And one thing we didn't hear, right? When they told this story, you know, we know they were at the mall the day before, right? They were at the mall. But why didn't they tell us anything after that? Like they came home, they had dinner, they gave the kids a bath, they put the kids to bed. Nothing. You know, they didn't get up to cook the kids breakfast. They didn't get up to check on the kids whatsoever. The kids never had breakfast. They were never sent to school. Right? So if they got up, if Malaya got up and marked the kids as not coming to school, but she didn't even check on the kids, how did she even know Lily wasn't still sick? Ducky, thank you for gifting that membership. Welcome to the Dolly train tonight. Okay. So to me, Google AI says if a father successfully terminates his parental rights, he is no longer obligated to pay child support. Huh? So you can say, hey, I don't want to be the baby daddy, and you ain't got to pay child support? Is that a Canada thing, or is that a I've never heard that. I've never heard that. That's true. It's true. They ain't got to. That's not true, Dolly. I don't know. Probably the other turtle guy. They let him be a part of it. Oh my God. I'll never go to CrimeCon again if they let the other turtle in and not me. I mean, like, I'll be really mad then. Right? I'll be like, oh no. Oh no, you didn't. Can I speak to management? All right. My ex hasn't seen my kid in 15 years. He's still ordered to pay child support. It's true here in Oklahoma.
Steam locomotive emoji. Train, let's go.
Let's go. All right, I like the sound of that. We just need some other passengers. The train's still empty. We can't pull off from the station yet.
From this crazy Canadian, haha, Dolly gotta eat. Hungry face emoji.
We're still gassing up the train. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, thank you, Lisa. So I've never heard that. No, I've never heard that. If you give, maybe if you completely sign your rights away to the kid. I mean, if you was adopting a kid out, you don't have to pay child support. So I guess if you in your parental rights and a kid gets adopted, that father's not entitled to pay child support for that kid. So you might be right. If you give up all parental rights to your kid, you don't have to sign for pay child support. But if you have any parental rights, 1%, you have to pay it. You might be right on that, because I know when kids get adopted, the fathers and mothers, they don't have to pay child support. Yeah, I mean, any way you look at it, that's a deadbeat dad. The kids ain't adopted. They're with their mother. He's doing nothing to help the kids. That's a deadbeat dad. I mean, that's basically what that is. It just makes real men look bad, ladies, don't get with a loser. That's some loser shit. It is what it is.
All right, Ducky, let's roll. Turtle emoji.
There you go, Sale. All right, Ducky, let's roll. All right. Board up. It's the right of the child. I am going through a divorce in Florida and my ex isn't working or paying and I have custody. Okay. Well, he should be paying. I mean, I can understand if you got fired and you ain't got a job and you tell your baby mama, hey, look, I ain't going to be able to pay child support this month, but I'm going to get back everything and I'll pay you back the month that I missed.
2 for controversial.
2 for controversial. 2 for controversial. I don't think, Robin H, thank you. I don't think I'm controversial. I really don't. But apparently the all-seeing from CrimeCon, they think I'm too controversial. But either way, I'm going to be there like I was last year, right? They said I was too controversial last year. I still showed up, got to meet everybody, had a good time. I'm going to try to do the same thing this year. It's a little bit farther away. I'm going to have to fly out. It's in Colorado. I've never been to Colorado, though, so that'll be cool. As long as I can find a decent place to stay, cheap, right, on a budget that takes EBT, okay? I'm going to be there. So if you're going to be in Colorado for CrimeCon, come out and meet Dolly, okay? And to me, that just helps them sell tickets, because a lot of people came to meet me in Nashville, right? And, they bought tickets.
Dolly gotta eat.
Thank you, Short Legs. Short Legs came out and met me at CrimeCon. We had a good time, didn't we, Short Legs? Ducky, and I mean, I didn't have a booth, but I was still there shaking hands, kissing
Cheers.
babies.
Steam locomotive emoji.
Taking pictures with people. Some weird lady came up and was rubbing my face. I don't know what that was. There's this lady that makes videos that thinks I'm part of like some, what is it? She thinks I don't exist, right? And then I'm part of like some Illuminati elite child kidnapper group that I be kidnapping babies, and I'm involved in the Summer Wells disappearance and all kinds of weird shit. So she made all these videos talking about how I didn't exist and how my appearance changes all the time, that there's different dollies and I'm like a shapeshifter. You ever heard that conspiracy shit, right? Like I got reptilian eyes and shit. So she takes all these little still shots of me where I got goofy. You know how if you freeze somebody mid-sentence, they got that goofy ass look on their face. So she posts all these weird ass pictures of me where I'm all like, right? Because she freezes the camera in like an awkward moment. And then she starts like criticizing the picture. And she's like, look, he ain't real. Look at his tooth here. Now look at his tooth over here. See how it's a different tooth, right? And I'm thinking, is this fucking woman nuts, right? Is she crazy? And I've seen her videos, right? So I'm walking through CrimeCon, and here comes a group of people, right? And you know me, I'm a little sketchy about people because, I don't know if you're friend or foe. And she comes up on me, and she's like, she just starts rubbing my face, like reaches out and starts rubbing my face, right? I'm like, what the fuck, right? Like I've been in some weird situations, right? And I'm looking at this lady, and she's like, I'm so-and-so from this channel. And I stopped and I said, lady, are you the lady that don't think I'm real? And she's like, yeah, right. And I'm like, I'm absolutely real. I'm right here in the flesh, right in fucking front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she was like, oh, well, it's nice to meet you and shit, right? So she's kind of played it chill, like she wasn't nuts. But in my head, I'm thinking this lady might stab me or something. She thinks I'm a fucking shape shifting reptilian, right? And so, the rest of the crime con, I was looking over my shoulder like this, like, I hope this woman don't come up and stab me in the back or something. But then she left, right? After she knew I was real, met me, and then kept making videos about me not being real. I guess it didn't fit her narrative for me to be a real person. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is me. This is the same fucking goofy ass dude you see on the internet. Maybe I cut my hair, maybe I shaved so I look different, but I'm damn sure the same person. I gained a little bit of weight, so she probably thinks this is the fat Dolly. You ever seen that cable commercial? The skinny guy, and then this is the fat version of the skinny guy.
Royal Canadian Mounted Police website has Cody inf.
Does it? What does it say? They have Cody's info? A crying, hold on, let me catch that. A crying shame went from it's about the kids to a weird pro Belinda and Son show. Can you imagine speculating and getting blocked and ganged up on for logical? Listen, people run their channels different ways. People can side, I guess, with whoever they want to side with. I try to stay neutral in it. Okay. I don't tend to side with people. I get my, what I think's right in my head, and I side with myself. I got a lot of personalities. They side together. Okay. So I'm a shapeshifter. The old Dolly, the new Dolly, the middle Dolly, the skinny Dolly, the fat Dolly, the crooked tooth Dolly. We all work together. Okay. To bring you Dolly vision. All right. I wish I had some clones. That shit would be so great. Like if I could be out laying on the deck right now and somebody else in here doing the show for me, that shit would be good. Okay. I need like an AI version of me, right? That didn't sound like an AI voice. And then I just rule the world at that point. I would never do nothing. I'd be the extra fat Dolly at that point, because then I wouldn't have to do shit but just lay around and eat Twinkies. And I like Twinkies. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Dolly is 2 midgets in a trench coat. I ain't much bigger than 1 midget. Okay. So I don't know about 2 midgets. 2 midgets might be a little bit taller than me. I'm only 5'7". Right. So, but when people meet me, they're always like, you're bigger than I thought you would be. Right. Because I sit in this little low chair. So everybody thinks I'm really short, but I'm really 5'7". And like right now I weigh in at like 190. I ain't a little guy, right? I'm not a little dude. I'm short, but I ain't like midget short, So yeah, everybody usually goes, man, you're a lot bigger than I thought you'd be. I'm like, yeah, you watching me on TV on a fucking screen this big. Of course, what do you think I'm like? What's the dude on Willy Wonka? Mike. What's the little kid that was sucked into the TV in Willy Wonka? Dolly AI robot. I would have guessed 5'10". Okay, well, thank you, short legs. You gave me a few extra inches. I must have had tall shoes on when I met you. Okay. Mike TV. I knew that's it. Mike TV. So yeah, when he shrinks down, he's like this fucking big. He's all up in the TV. Temu Dolly size. Yeah, this is what you get when you order Brad Pitt from Temu. You get Dolly. Okay, big jump. It's a big little notch down. So, in other news, I bought this couch, right? And it's one of these couches that come. Have y'all seen it on TikTok? Where it's like a couch and they press it down and you open it up and it goes and it turns into a couch. Has anybody seen that? It's like a real viral thing. I bought one, right? So this is crazy. This is a crazy story. Has anybody seen those? Y'all seen those couches? So I buy this couch, and they make it look all wonderful on YouTube and shit, right? You see it, and you're like, oh man, it ain't a bad deal for a couch, you know? And it looks all cool and it inflates, and it's like it takes like 72 hours for all the air to, because they put it in a machine and they just crush it. And then you open it up, and it does look like it looks in the videos. Like you open the bag and it goes, and a big ass fucking couch pops out the bag. It's like, what the hell, right? But it's like a boneless couch, so it don't have no wood or nothing in it. So they make it out to be this couch is all great and shit. And the couch, when you sit on it, I have hardwood floors. And when you sit on the couch, that bitch slides around the whole room. It don't stay together. There's a piece here sliding around, right? So, you know, I hit up the seller and I'm like, hey man, damn couch is sliding around the house like it's on ice skates. Okay, it's sliding around like it's on ice skates. And I would want a refund, right? I want a refund. But here's the problem. Once you open the couch, right, how do you get it back in the box? Okay, how do you get it back in the box? You can't. It's a big ass fucking couch. I mean, a big couch, right? Like it comes in a box this big. Okay, the box is literally like, the box is 2 foot by 2 foot. It's a little ass box, right? And you're like, I mean, they must crush it with a car crusher. I don't know how they get it so small. And then it turns into a huge ass 100-inch couch with cushions, and it's big, right? You can never return the couch. Listen to this story. Okay. So I hit up the seller. I'm like, listen, your couch is sliding around my house like it's on ice skates, right? And I want a fucking refund, right? They were like, oh, you need the no slip pads with it that you put under it, and it won't slide around anymore. And I was like, well, why didn't it come with that? Okay. If you knew this thing was going to skate around my house like it was a ballerina dancer, why didn't you send that with it? And they were like, well, we'll send these to you free of charge.
They make a rubberized self-liner that would keep it from sliding.
Okay, now you sound like the seller. Okay, now you sound like the seller after somebody's mad and then slid around the house, and every time you try to kick your legs out, the ottoman slides across the room and you just put your legs dangling, right? You sound like the seller. By this point, I'm over it. Okay, I'm over the couch, sliding around the damn living room. I'm like, all right, this shit ain't working. Okay, this shit ain't working. I want my money back. Okay, so I tell the seller, I said, listen, I don't think that's going to work. I want my money back. I'm going to box up the cushions that I can, like the throw pillows, and I'm going to send them back to you. And if you don't give me my money back, I'm going to give you a terrible review. And I'm an influencer, and I got 70,000 subscribers. So I kind of lied, guys. Y'all got to sub up so I can hit that 70,000 mark. And I'm going to blast you on YouTube and make sure nobody ever buys a couch from you guys. So you know what they wrote me back and said? We're going to give you a refund, and we're going to give you the no slide carpet to go underneath your couch. I was like, okay, that sounds better, because then I ain't got a box. There ain't no way to box the bitch up anyway, right? And he said it'll just cost too much to ship it back. And the problem, you know what it is they have to pay for shipping, right? Through Amazon. Amazon gives you the label, but they pay for it. And the shipping, I guess, back to damn wherever to China, they smushed that couch into a tiny ball like this. They're going to give me my money back. So I guess that worked out my benefit, you know, and I'm still getting rid of the couch. So anybody want a couch that slides around your house like ice skates? Let me know. I got you covered. Okay. Give you a really good deal. So probably vacuum pack. Oh, this is beyond vacuum packed. Okay. Vacuum packed is one thing. They take this thing on a big machine and they crush it. And then they roll it up And believe it or not, in that small package is a big, huge ass couch. So with the ottoman, you know, the little thing you put your feet on. And the couch, believe it or not, like if it didn't slide around, I still don't like it. I still don't like it, to be dead honest. And look, I couldn't find one bad review on it. Okay. Every TikToker swears it's the best couch they ever bought. Every YouTube person, oh, I love this couch, right? Did they pay these people? Like, did they get something different than I got? Because I don't see the hype. Okay. So I'm in the search for a new couch. I've been looking, me and PJ have been looking. And yeah, I would tell my viewers, stay away from shit like that.
Thank you, Dolly, for covering all missing children around the world.
Tammy, you welcome. I'm gonna start covering inflatable couches now. It's the new thing. Okay. Don't do it. You know, buyer beware, right? Buyer beware. I mean, it is kind of cool to watch it inflate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and turn into a big ass. You remember when you were kids and you bought them little like pills and they dissolved in the water, and then a big ass dinosaur came out of it, like a foam dinosaur. You know what I'm saying? You can buy them for the kids. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminded me of that. Like, you know, like. You're like, because when you open it, you're looking at it, you're like, there's no way this is a couch. And then it just magically turns into a couch. So, yeah, but we ain't doing reviews on that. I don't usually review products. That's why I didn't make a video of it. I probably should have made a video of the damn thing and then showed you it sucked. But I guess that's how they get you. Everybody talks good about something. I guess they sponsor people and then they give it to them. So when they give it to you, you ain't gonna talk bad about it if somebody gives it to you. Right, because I told him if you didn't refund my money, I'm gonna give you a bad review. I guess a review goes a long ways these days because there ain't no bad reviews. So that one bad review, you might click on Amazon and go, "Oh, well, Dolly didn't like that couch. Maybe I won't like it. It's skating around his house like it got figure skates on." So everybody's lying. YouTubers lying. Malaya, the couch people are lying. Damn, Malaya's lying. Daniel's lying. I don't think Durwood knows what the hell he's talking about. I think he's getting bad information. I don't think he's intentionally lying, but I think he's spreading misinformation is what I think Durwood is doing. I think he's spreading misinformation because the information he's getting is coming from people that are lying. This family knows what happened to these kids. Malaya knows, Malaya's mom knows, Daniel knows, Daniel's mom knows. Everybody knows but us, right? Everybody knows. If the case is like, why ain't Daniel still searching? Okay. Have you heard anything about him searching lately? Or trying to put search parties together? Or Malaya trying to put search parties together? I haven't heard nothing of the sort. So, I don't know. I think people are trying to take the blame off of each other. And people are helping Daniel. And the connection to Durwood and Daniel, I think, is closer than we think it is. And that's why, even though he say he's Malaya's family, he's taken up for Durwood. Because, you know, I had heard rumors that he was with Logan's grandma. So I don't know if that's true. I didn't get a chance to ask him because he overspoke me the whole time that he was on the phone last night. He came in hot and heavy with a lot of GDs, right? And we never really got to the point of how he is connected to Daniel. Now, he says he knows the whole family, you know, and he's awful close to them, right? How did he do all this in 2 years of dating Malaya, and he's like a third cousin? Okay. If a third cousin walked up to my house, I wouldn't even know who the hell you were. All right. I met a third cousin like not too long ago. Right. Matter of fact, it's one of my favorite cousins' sons. And my cousin died. Rest in peace to him. Right. But I met his son not too long ago, and my other cousin said, "Hey, you know who he is?" I was like, "Hell, I don't know who that dude is." He goes, "That's Chuck's son," and I was like, "Oh, I had no clue." Right? So that's what I'm saying. You go, I might know who my first cousin is.
Thanks for keeping me informed and entertained.
But by the time you
Dolly.
get to the third cousin on your damn uncle's side, you know what I'm saying? I had no clue who these people are, right? I don't fucking know. So if they popped up and been like, "Yeah, I know all about Dolly," man, I only met you one time in passing, right? Like, I was like, "Hey."
I don't believe any of them, including Durwood.
Yeah, I think they're feeding Durwood information, and Durwood really believes these people to be genuine. I think that's where he's made a flaw, right? Because you know, I don't, I don't think he's purposely out here lying. I don't, and I still don't believe that this dude ain't never been in no kind of trouble. You know, even if we do had the wrong Cody, that channel had the wrong Cody. It's not Cody Lee, it's Cody Sullivan. That's kind of crazy. You got Cody Lee Sullivan, you got Cody Sullivan. They both in the same place, right? I wonder if the picture's him. That might be a picture of Cody Lee Sullivan. I have no clue. But either way, you know, the dude lives with his mama. He's not paying child support. Then gave up parental rights. What people are saying to the kids. I didn't even know you could do that unless Malaya wanted it, and then he signed it. That's just, how could you just, Cody Lee lives on the West Coast. Okay. Did y'all look it up? Anybody look it up? I'll have PJ sleuth it tomorrow. PJ, she'll have grandma's name, damn Cody, where he lives, where he's worked, his whole history. But you know, PJ went to school to be a private investigator. That's how me and PJ met. Because I wanted to go to school to be a private investigator, and PJ was going, but I couldn't find a school around here. The only school I could find was in Richmond, right, which is about an hour and a half drive from me. And PJ hit me up, and she said, "Hey, you know, there's a school in your city that I'm going to. If you want to go, you can come with me. I'll have somebody to hang out with." And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it." And then at the end, I backed out. But that's how I met PJ. Okay, so everything happens for a reason. Okay. Private high school, she went. I said, "Oh, hell no." You know what I'm saying? When it came down to it, I was like, "Nah, I'll stick with internet sleuthing." And, but she's good at figuring out everything. You know what I'm saying? By tomorrow, she'll know if he ever sold a cup of Kool-Aid. You know, if he ever had a lemonade stand, PJ will know by tomorrow. When she watches this video and go, "You didn't check to see who he was?" And I'll be like, "Nope." She'll be like, "Okay." And then she'll know. So if he has been accused of selling nick bags in the park, we'll know by tomorrow. But like I said, we've been lied to. I'm going to open the phone lines. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put the call-in number on the screen. And I don't know who's lying. Somebody's lying. There's this lie. That's all it is. This stuff that we've been fed and they're spreading around the internet is just to take the blame off of people. These people are responsible, in my opinion, for the disappearance. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
Rita from Dexter.
Hey, Rita.
I changed my name, just so you know, because I've been in the chat shouting out.
Okay.
Cause my phone is messed up, so some of my numbers, the bottom of my phone is broken. I'm not doing that to be rude. I want you to know.
Okay.
The bottom of my phone is broken. My texting is barely working, so a lot of my stuff is going to come in at all caps. So I'm no longer Transplant Warrior. Summer made me change it to Sassy's Life. Okay.
Sassy's Life.
So Sassy's Life. So if you see me in the chat, it's Sassy's Life. She thought that the transplant warrior just sounded too mean for her. She wanted something sweeter, so we changed it to her nickname.
Okay.
Because the channel's about her pretty much, so that was fine.
Okay.
You know, I just wanted you to know that. But yeah, I've been watching you, and I'm telling you that I called it. I knew it. I knew within days you were going to start seeing it.
What?
Yes.
I mean, I knew they were lying in the beginning.
I'm talking about with this Durwood stuff. Tell them all this. These people are crazy. This is ridiculous.
Well, I think Durwood's being lied to, and he's spreading it.
Oh, yeah, all over the internet. They were going to go on the interview room. I don't know if they went in there with Chris Madonna or not.
Uh-huh. What is that going to
But they were going to go. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just know that they're going all over everybody, and I'm like, good Lord, pick a place and go. What in the world?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it feels like.
They need a PR person. I knew the perfect guy.
Yeah, we do. His name's 1202.
Yeah, I mean,
Skylark.
I can hook them up. If they need
Buick
a PR
Skylark
person and maybe a nonprofit and a damn, I got them. You know, I got them.
Yeah.
If they need the hand, I know who to hook them up with, Rita.
Yeah, Buick Skylark all the way.
If they're going to go on a world tour, they need management. Okay.
Yes, they do. He needs a new gig.
Yeah.
He needs a new gig. The other gig's wearing out. I mean, I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
Stacey Wonder, he needed at least 3 Big Macs, a milkshake, and a pack of cigarettes, or he wouldn't even talk.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna tell you. I was thinking about this case today, Doc. I was thinking hard, and I'm like, I have a new theory. Now I could be wrong. You know, my theory in the beginning was there was an accident and they covered it up. But I have another theory.
Oh Lord.
Okay, now you know how
what about if they
sold
their organs in the organ harvesting? I heard that's a big thing.
It is a big thing. I don't know about you if you know about the little boy that had his organs stolen in Georgia.
No, but I've seen a documentary on Netflix about this dude that was an Elvis impersonator, and he uncovered that people were selling organs, and they tried to sue him and shut him down, and he ended up getting arrested by the FBI. And they come to find out the other guy was like threatened, tried to kill the president. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I forget what the name of it is.
I heard about a little boy in Georgia, but that's a sad story. And I don't know how long ago it happened, and I don't think they made big coverage about it. But what my new theory on Jack and Lily is, now you know yourself, they both said in the beginning they were in bed asleep.
Uh-huh.
They weren't watching these kids.
Something in Talupa. It's the name of the documentary. Something about Talupa.
I think those kids went into those woods, got lost, and them idiots couldn't find them. That's what I think happened.
I don't know.
And I think that
you would hear them.
I think that's why they're looking at each other side-eyed. That's why look how they're acting. She's ran off, and he is sitting there, and he's talking bad about her 1 minute in chat room, and she's talking bad about him. Maybe they're side-eyeing each other, thinking each other had something to do with it, when really it might have been a horrible accident, and those kids are still in those woods. That could be what happened. That's just my, another.
Palupalo. Okay, thank you for fixing. Okay, that's might be how you say it. But I take it they seen that documentary. If you ain't watched that, you need to watch that. The Oregon one. That is good. Like, it's so twisted. Like, I couldn't even. I was like, what? It almost twists your head up. You won't believe it. It's just like there's coroners involved. There's all these doctors involved, and it's an Elvis impersonator, and it's like it is the craziest story.
Yeah, the story that I heard about the little boy in Georgia was he was invited to a birthday party. The whole family was. They moved in an apartment. They were moving in. It was moving day. The woman comes upstairs and she says, "Hey, are you going to are you guys going to come down to the birthday party?" And she goes, "Well, me and my husband are really busy. He's at work and I can't leave the house." And they go, "Well, we'll let your son come." So she let her kid go. About 4 hours passed and she's still unpacking. The next thing that happens is a man comes home from work and says, "Where's Junior?" And she goes, "He's at the birthday party." And he goes, "What birthday party?" So they go down to the apartment. They hear some Mexican music playing, which made no sense. They were just hearing some music. They didn't hear any kids playing. So they called the police. The police got out there. They called the owner of the property. He come in. They went in the apartment and they found that little boy in the bathtub. and they had taken all his organs out of him. And that happened in Georgia.
Was he alive?
No, he was dead. They took all of his organs. They killed that.
Oh.
They unalived that little boy.
Oh,
yes, they
Lord.
did. Oh. Horrible story.
Okay, Rita, you be good.
I will. I wanted you to know what my new name was.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. Peace. I mean, I don't think that happened in Jack and Lily. Hope not, anyway. But apparently, that's a big thing, right? And if you haven't seen that on, there you go. That's the name of it. That's the name of it right there on the screen. King of Tulupio. I don't know how you say that. I don't know how you say the state, right? But that shit is the craziest documentary like ever. You listen, when I went to get my real ID, because I got to get the real ID to fly, right? They asked me, did I want to be an organ donor? And I said, hell no to the lady. I was like, nah, I seen that shit on Netflix. Nope. No, not today, Satan. Y'all ain't getting me out. Because when they think, here's my thing about that. If they think you have a chance of not making it, instead of fighting to keep you alive, they go ahead and they put you on the donors list to give a person a fighting chance that needs a heart or a kidney or your eyes or some organ. But what was happening was people were selling these organs. Doctors were selling them to other hospitals. And then, you pay all this money to get these organs and, the hospital bills. So it was about a dude that worked at a hospital, and he walked in and he seen like body parts. They were putting like certain things to the side, and he was a whistleblower, right? Alleged whistleblower that was like, hey, they're selling organs. I mean, selling it, paying hospital bills. I guess it ain't quite like they were, standing outside with a kidney talking about $100 for a kidney, right? But they were inappropriately giving rich people organs and stuff. That's what he was accusing them of. They ended up firing him from the hospital because he was a whistleblower. And so the rest of the story, then he was an Elvis impersonator, right? And and then he met this dude that was into karate, right? And this dude tried to send some anthrax to the president, right? And he's in prison right now, right? And it gets crazy. Then FBI goes and arrests him.
No trauma intended. Legit curious. Why did the father not go looking? Your child's safety supersedes whatever bad place you were in 3 years ago.
I don't know. He didn't want to be a father. Some people do and some people don't, right? Some people do and some people don't. Like, I know guys that one of my best friends, I went over his house one day and we were hanging out, and he's like, yeah, I'm packing up and going to Germany, live in Germany. And I mean, not one thing in his house was moved, right? I was like, what do you mean you're leaving for Germany? I was like, you ain't packed none of your shit. He's like, oh, it's all staying. I was like, what about your kids? He's like, fuck them. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? He's like, I got my book bag right there. Tomorrow morning, I'm jumping on a plane. I'm leaving everything. I'm out of here. I ain't coming back. Right? And I was like, what? He was like, the wife, the kids, the house. He's like, I'm leaving for Germany tomorrow morning. Showed me the plane ticket. And I was like, did they know you leaving? He said, nope. He left. He wasn't lying. He packed up, left a wife, the kids, didn't look back. I don't know how people can do something like that. I just honestly don't, but I've seen dudes, that don't care at all. Right? I've seen women that don't care. Women pawning their kids off and taking off and, leaving their kids behind. So it's crazy, they like drugs more than they like kids and don't give a shit. And he just is probably one of those guys that don't care. If you ain't, who knows? Like I said, I never met my dad. He never write me, call, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where the dude's just a piece of shit. You know, there's a lot of dudes out there that are pieces of shit. And women seem to be super attracted to those dudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Get a better picker. Like I feel bad for Malaya in that aspect, that she and listen, that might be a reason that she's lost her stuff, right? Because think about this. You have kids with somebody, you thinking you're gonna have help, and then you got nothing, right? And then you get overwhelmed, and then you get in another relationship and you're struggling financially, and now you got 3 kids and shit is hard on you, right? Let me open the phone lines back up. I forgot I closed them. But this may be some of the reasons that there's problems with her now, is because she's a young woman trying to raise 3 kids. Dolly.
Hi, Dolly.
Hey.
Hey.
Who's?
I've watched you for years.
You watched me for?
So.
All right. Who is this and where are you calling from?
I'm Carolyn, calling you from Wisconsin.
Carolyn from Wisconsin. What's going on with you tonight, Carolyn?
Yes. Caitlin Hart.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard about her?
No. Fill me in.
She's a 33-year-old missing from Minnesota, I believe, or Pennsylvania. Yeah, and her husband is really suspect.
When she got missing?
Like 5 days ago.
And her husband's suspicious?
Yes.
What are the circumstances of her going missing?
Well, you got to look it up. Her sister is posting. Heather Lane. Her name is Heather Lane on Facebook. And it's really bad.
And they believe the husband is responsible?
Yes, most people do.
Most people, or the family?
Family too.
Family think he's responsible. And where?
Yep.
And what state is it out of?
It's either Minnesota or Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, I ain't too far from Pennsylvania.
Catlin. Katlyn.
What's her name one more time? Heather what?
No, her name is Heather Lane on Facebook.
That's the sister, but what's the girl's name that's missing?
The girl's name that's missing is Catlin, Katlyn Hart.
Caitlin Harp. Okay, missing assault in Columbia County.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll pull her up over here real fast. Let's see what's going on with it real fast.
This needs some attention, maybe.
Okay, missing woman assault in Columbia County. 33 years old, last seen nearly a week ago at her home near Bloomsburg. Okay.
Yes.
State police said Monday they are investigating the disappearance of a 33-year-old woman in Columbia County. Caitlin Harp.
Cat.
Okay. Caitlin Harp. Last seen at her home on Fairview Drive. What's with Fairview Drive? Reminds me of Cam Reed. Around 9 p.m. on Thursday, according to law enforcement. Okay. The police took initial report. The state police investigation.
Go to Heather
Hold
Lane.
on. I'm still trying to get the story.
Okay, darling.
The probe into the case is still very active. That's all they give. That's it. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys. I backed out and it took me off the page. So, okay. What, on Facebook? Okay, Facebook. Okay, I got you the first 37 times. Okay, I got you. Hold on. I said I got you. I didn't say I was there yet. Give me 1 second. I'm still sliding into Facebook. Patience, woman. Patience. Okay. Heather Lane. Okay. Heather Lane, $3,000 reward for the safe return or information regarding the whereabouts. Okay. I'm taking it. This is her. Is she a stripper? Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this. Is her thumbnail her twerking? I was just wondering. It's a chick twerking. I just like got her ass stuck out. I'm just making sure I'm on the right page because there's a lot of Heather Lanes. There's a million of them, so I'm just making sure this is the right Heather. Okay, this is Heather the twerker, twerking on the weekend. Okay, let's see. You said go down a couple posts. Update: we found nothing on our search today at 3 different locations. Okay, we are heading to the airport road. Boat access now. Okay. We are heading down to the boat launch. Nope. There's a help us bring Catlin home. Okay, hold on. Let's see. 3,000 reward offer for return. There's her picture. Let me share this with people. All right, so they know what we're looking at.
I think you need to go down a couple more.
This is the girl that's missing, guys. This is Catlin Harp. She's been missing for a few days now. Okay, so
Thank you, darling.
All right. So is this a text? I love you so much, but I can't. I'm sorry.
That's the text.
Talking. Them guys on Snap, but I need a break. I'm going to have my friend pick me up. I'm taking a bag and I'm getting a hold you in a couple days to get the rest of my shit. Please don't.
So that's a text to her husband, right? Supposedly.
Uh-huh.
But she doesn't speak like that, but he does. I mean, look at all the misspelled words and grammar and everything. She don't speak like that.
Uh-huh.
But he does. So
this is a situation where he's done something to her and then took her phone and text. I mean, it happened in the Gabby Petito case too. Brian Laundrie was texting from Gabby's phone.
Right.
Texting each other, and he had killed Gabby.
Now you got me. Yep.
Okay, so y'all think it's a situation where this dude is the one making the text messages and she didn't run off.
Right. Even family says she would not run off with, she has children and she would at least contact her family if she was in danger. So.
Okay, so there's no possibility that she's out freaking on the weekend with a couple of dudes off Snapchat?
Nope. And her husband's name is Vinny, Vinny Hart.
Okay. Vinny?
Vinny, yep.
Does he have a Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a second and I'll pull him up.
And his ex-wife supposedly
good Lord
died.
When somebody don't know much about it, you know all of it.
I'm telling you, this is
Okay.
It's okay, Dolly. I got you.
Okay, we're getting off the strippers page. Vinny Harp. Let me see if he pops up. Do you know what his thumbnail is?
I believe it's a photo of him with 2 kids kind of in the background.
Okay, I see the 2 kids. So is that her kids?
I'm not sure. He has 2 and she has 2. So.
Okay.
But either way, that's him. Yep.
Okay.
That's him.
All right. I didn't find his profile though. Let me go to people. Hold on. There's a couple. Let me see if this is him. Yeah, I got him. I got his page.
All right, darling.
All right. All right. Peace.
Please speak out on that. I love you. Peace.
All right. Peace. Okay. So, yeah, I guess that's a good way to bring attention to things. Call me in the middle of the show and go way off topic. But, yeah, he's posting stuff about her missing Caitlin Harp. Okay. So people are blaming them right here in the comments. President's kind to woman child victimizers. You look young enough to have another 50 years in you. This is a very long time in PC solitary. So I guess they're blaming him for the disappearance of his wife. Huh. That I wouldn't want to be in his situation right now. That's not good. I mean, he's been posting the stuff, right? And he didn't deactivate his Facebook account. His family's up here. Pray harder all. This content is available right now, so he took something down. People calling him a murderer. They hang out with some strippers, don't they? I mean, the sister was twerking. Let's see. A lot of the content is blocked. There's the kids. That sucks. Their mama's missing. What is he, a tattoo artist? Outdoor artist. That must be his brother. Because he's Vinny. That's Neil. And that goes way back to October 24. So, yeah, he's missing his wife. Oh. But he got a message that said, you know, she met some dudes on Snapchat. Huh. I don't know. What do you think, guys? What do y'all think out there in the true crime world about that? Do you think the husband is responsible? Press 1. If you think she just ran off freaking on the weekend, right? Press 2. It said she met dudes on Snap, and the only Snap I know is Snapchat. 1, the husband's responsible. 2, she's out there twerking like her sister. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to joke because it could be serious. 1, y'all all think the husband that quick? Y'all think the husband had something to do with it? With just that little bit of information? Y'all women don't trust men at all, do you? Nobody gonna give this man the benefit of the doubt. 2 right there. Okay. All right. There you go. 3, she's could be the husband, could be freaking on the weekend. Okay. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry I talked to the dudes on Snap, but I need a break. She has 2 kids and just vanishes. Wow. I would need to know more circumstances around it. Matter of fact, let me back it up and be like, let me go back to the sisters and I'll ask the sister to contact us and give us some info. Because it's probably...
Is her what Indra called Darren in Bewitched?
Hold on. Hey, I'm a YouTuber who does true crime. Someone told me about your sister. Can we get some more info? All right, I sent her a message. And it just basically says somebody told us about your sister. They're saying that her old man may have hurt her. Can we get some more information? Thanks for your time. All right, I keep it short and sweet. I don't want to, dig into it later. She might not reply back, but if she does, I'll let you guys know what she said. Because right now that ain't much detail. Like, the text message is a little bizarre, right? I'd say it's a little bizarre, but I don't know. Here's the thing. One thing we do know about true crime is if they do think he's done it, the police need to take his phone because they can tell when two phones are next to each other. You understand what I'm saying? So say he's texting this phone and the phone's sitting right there on the desk. They'll know that. The police will know that from his phone. They can ping the locations. LOL, not a stripper. Okay, I was kidding. I was kidding about this stripper. She's just sitting bent over with her butt sticking out a little bit. So I mix a little bit of true crime with comedy. Okay. So it was a little bit of joking. I wasn't serious. I don't think the girl's a stripper. Here she is. I'll show you the picture I'm talking about. So y'all don't think it's just a joke. See her thumbnail with her squatted down. So that's why I said she was twerking. I was just joking, but that's her sister. So it is what it. That's why I came up with it. She a stripper. It was the pose. I mean, I don't know what the girl does for a living. She could be the nicest girl in the world for all I know. It's just that pose. You know what I'm saying? Wife was killed by some oh my god. I know you just didn't say that, right? She I don't want to joke because what if it's serious, right? Like if they get his phone and they believe that he is responsible and he sent that text message, they'll know that the phone was within proximity of each other. Especially today with these smartphones, they follow everything you do. They track everything you do. So if that is the situation, let me open the phone lines back up. Sorry, guys. I got called up with that caller, and I was just curious after she said it of what was going on. She has not been found, but the search is canceled. Any new news, I will update. That was 12 hours ago. We are heading out to do our last lead. Police have nothing either. Police are camped at a location since 9 a.m. He was seen and pinned at. And random witnesses who pulled him out from muddy area. There's a video of this. Cops followed tracks about 200 feet. Then they stopped, but there is one dog after this. We don't know where. Hold on. What the hell? Okay. 7:03. Last lead, we found nothing. It's back to the drawing board from here. She has not been found, but the search is canceled. Any new news, I will update. We are heading to do our last lead. Police have nothing either. Police are camped at a location since 9 a.m. He was seen and pinned at. And random witness who pulled him out from muddy area. And a witness that pulled him out from a muddy area. There is a video of this. Cops followed tracks about 200 feet. Then they stopped, but nothing. There is one dog. After this, we don't know where to search to have the search party. Okay. Wow. Damn. Listen, ladies, it's in this world, and just like in Jack and Lily, I know we're a little off subject right now, but things come in kind of break, and this is kind of breaking news too, right? You're more likely to be abducted or killed or hurt by someone you're acquainted with or you love. Loved ones kill loved ones every day. It's crazy. And listen, if you don't want to be with a woman, Chris Watts kind of type stuff, then you leave and you move on, right? You don't have to kill a woman to get away from her, right? You can get away. I just ain't figured out yet. No, I'm just kidding. PJ's gonna stab me in the neck. I love my girl. She treats me good. Okay. I like to joke, and she gets mad if I say a joke. PJ will take that shit super seriously. Like, oh, you want to get you done told the whole internet this shit. And I'm just a big clown. I like to joke and play, but she gets really mad over that stuff, right? Like, I'm just playing, right? It's just comedy. It ain't. I don't mean nothing, But she takes it as, I'm being serious when I'm just absolutely joking, right? She treats me really good. I joke about her beating on me, and if I come up missing, it's her. But that's just playing. She don't like it. She's like, why would you say that stuff? Dolly.
Yeah, Dolly, this is Joyce. And I agree with Matt. I think she hit him
She hid the kid
on a reservation.
on a reservation.
And I today was looking up things on the reservation, and there's one called Turtle Mountain,
Uh-huh.
and it's in North Dakota and Canada.
Well, I can tell you now, I completely searched Turtle Island, and the kids are not there. I mean, I searched the whole back of the turtle.
This is called Turtle Mountain.
Okay, I ain't searched Turtle Mountain, but I did search Turtle Island, and I can honestly say the kids are not there.
And all the reservations up in Canada, and that it says since Wounded Knee back in 1970, and then when the C word broke out in 2019. You can't go on, the cops cannot go, or FBI's and that cannot go out on that reservation without permission from the council.
Yeah, but what council would deny them permission to go look for a missing kid? None. Native Americans are nice people. Well, Native Canadians, they're nice people. Okay? We took their land. We're the mean ones. They're nice.
And they say the FBI and that cannot go on it without permission.
But I'm saying they would probably give permission. Like there ain't no Indian chief out there or head of a reservation go, oh no, you can't come up here looking for missing kids. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they'll go, yeah, come on up, look around. We don't have nothing to hide. We wouldn't put, I think that's what they would do. I don't think they would deny the police entrance,
But they got their own cars.
I know they would probably assist. They'd go, okay, we'll send an officer out with you. You can come on. We'll ride up there as a team, look around. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they would, they work together because there's times that these reservations do need the police force, outside police force. So I'm sure they would cooperate.
I don't know. But I was looking it up and it was saying that something they can't, the feds and that cannot go on it without going through the council.
Well, the council, that's what I'm saying. That they would call up and say, hey, we need to come on the reservation. They would smoke a peace pipe, right? And then go, all right, come on up. Bring some smoke with you.
They have their rules, and, she might have told them a story.
I know the rules. Puff, puff, pass. That's the rule. We've been following that rule for a long time. That goes way back to the TP days.
Yeah, but she might have told them, she's hiding to get away.
Pass it to the left one time. Okay. I didn't come up with that. That's native.
So I think they're on the reservation. I agree with them.
He might be right. He might be. I can't say they're not, but I don't think they are. So, Hey, I appreciate you calling.
Yep.
All right, peace. Dolly.
Dolly.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Can't do what?
You're literally sitting here saying she's a twerker. That's not true.
A twerk?
Nor is her sister.
Twerking is a dance where you shake your butt.
No. You said that based on Heather's profile picture. What the fuck, dude?
What you lost? I said no. But yeah, because of the pose she was in. I said she's twerking. Is she the one that is posed like a stripper? That was a question.
How is that right?
Because she's in like a stripper pose. Like it's like,
That's not a stripper pose. Trust me.
I don't know. I've been to a lot of strip clubs in my day, and I've seen that pose.
Yeah, well, guess what? My daughter's a stripper. My daughter is a stripper.
It was, and more,
My
yeah.
daughter
It was
is
just
a
a joke.
stripper,
It was just a joke.
and she's not doing that shit.
It's just a joke. Calm down. Get your panties out of a bunch. It's just a joke. It was just a joke. So I wrote her and I asked her for some information on her sister, and maybe she'll write back.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
remember,
But don't be doing that shit, because that ain't cool.
okay, you be good. Peace. Okay, she sounds like she just left to go. Good Lord. Good. You woman, you asked me to look. Okay, you should have said shit. You didn't want me to say shit. Don't ask me shit, right? Damn. Oh, that's what. If you could hear my voicemail, that's exactly what my whole voicemail sounds like. Okay, I almost want to play it for y'all and just be like, I guess the I'm drunk calling hotline, right? Like, if before you call me, if your words are slurring, just save yourself the trouble. Okay, just calm down. You know, I clearly tell everybody that the channel is a mixture of comedy and chaos. You know, I don't know the girl. I also said she could be the nicest girl in the world. I just said that she's her thumbnail is her in a stripper pose. So it ain't nothing, a personal attack against the girl. I feel bad for her sister's missing. I hope they find her sister. That's terrible. But thank you for bringing awareness to it. That's a good thing. You should have probably did that 7 beers ago. You know what I'm saying? It might have came out better. But hey, you're spreading awareness. It's good. It's good. Okay. Just don't go to the fridge for another one, and you're gonna be all right. Okay. Everything's gonna be all right now. Just relax. Take a breath. I was thinking, damn, there's a lot of people calling me from Wisconsin tonight. Okay. Yeah, Lord. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even like Wisconsin. I don't like that place. All right. Does anybody else think she was in a stripper pose? And let's take a vote. Okay, let's take a vote. We got 2,000 people in the room. One. All right, let me show her again. Okay. And she could be a sweet girl. I'm not saying she's not. Okay. She could be the sweetest girl in the world. She may be a doctor for all I know. Okay. She could be a brain surgeon. Hold on, caller. Hold on. We're voting right now. Hold on. Let me. Now, here's the thing. If you think this is a stripper pose, press 1. If you don't think it's a stripper pose, hit 2. Okay. To me, this is a single look. Okay. I'm single is what I would go with. Okay, I see a lot of ones. The pose says 1. Okay, I see some 1s and some 2s. Okay. Like, you know, for all I know, she could be a computer technician. I don't know. Who's the girl? The girl's sister is missing. Okay. Her sister's missing, and she said that they believe, the caller did, that the husband is responsible for her sister's disappearance, and they're out searching for her, and that the husband was pulled out of a muddy area by a witness, and they had shoe prints, and they followed them, but they didn't find nothing. They're out there with one dog. In the search party, they ended the search. I haven't read the comments yet. She's engaged, okay. So, but it don't say what she does for a living. I don't know. If I clicked on it and it said about and it said stripper, that lady would owe me an apology, right? I'm playing. So let's see. Work. No workplace to show. Look, this is how I know she's not a stripper. No, no college listed. Okay. Every stripper is paying for college. So we know now she's not a stripper. I apologize. If she was a stripper, she would have a college degree. Okay. Because every stripper you ask, why are you stripping? Oh, I'm just paying for school. Okay. Trust me, I paid for a bunch of college educations. I know. I know, you know, I paid for a few myself, right? So I know it would say I graduated from the University of Yale, North Carolina State, you know what I'm saying? It would have a fucking ODU up there at least, you know, but nothing. So that tells us right there, not a stripper. Okay. Strippers are well educated. Paying to go to law school. Yeah, I'm going to be a doctor, you know, maybe a nurse, draw blood at the clinic. They got good careers after the stripping days end, you know. OU 812. Yep. All right, now I will open the phone lines. Now that I done probably upset some people. That's why Dolly's too controversial to be at Crime Con. Okay, that's why they won't let me. They ain't got no humor. They got no humor, right? They can't take a joke. You know, I don't know what it is. Oh, you Mr. Fucking Funny Guy, huh? Nope. You want to see what's funny? Here's a refund on your money. You can't be a part, Mr. Funny Guy. Okay. So it is what it is. How you say her pic is a stripper? I just say the pose. I ain't saying it was a stripper pic. I'm just saying it looks like she was twerking and somebody took a picture and you know, and there you go. They snobs, Dolly. Maybe PJ should try to get a booth. Yeah, but the point of it is to go there to advertise Dolly Vision. Okay. So people that come there know about Dolly Vision. That's the point. PJ, if we just did PJ Vision, yeah, I guess if they found PJ Vision, they would find Dolly Vision, you know, of course. Maybe that's what we should have done. Is let PJ get a booth and just advertise it as PJ Vision. And I don't know. I think they would know. I don't know. I mean, you have to register who's going to be at the booth. And they know who I am. Dolly. Hello.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
I want to know, has anybody figured out why Daniel only works one day?
Well, apparently the meal gets slow some parts of the year, and this is the slow time of the year.
Oh, okay. And so she doesn't work anywhere, and he only works one day, and they couldn't keep up with them kids?
I guess not. I mean, I said the same thing about the yard. I was like, you only work one day a week. You couldn't clean the yard?
Yeah, they need like a schedule. I think some drugs are involved. And
something's involved. I don't know what it is. If there's some domestic stuff going on that we ain't heard about, you know, there's a lot of finger pointing at each other. And, you know, and we seen that with Malaya in the text messages to the grandmother. She kind of said that Daniel was trying to steal from her and that she wanted to get away from him. And she don't trust. So, and then you got Daniel saying, you know, all this stuff lately about Malaya. So it's a lot of finger pointing, mudslinging.
They had the same exact story initially, and now it's all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, now it's different. So,
and then the school's not. They're saying the kids aren't on the spectrum. They don't think that they're on the spectrum. I know that she said they hadn't been diagnosed, but then the school and the bus driver, I think.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
And then didn't somebody say that they were nonverbal and your girl is screaming her little head off.
I think they were verbal. I think they were normal kids. I don't know. I mean, I never met them. I've only seen short clips of them. But other people were alleging that they don't think they were autistic, and they were never diagnosed as autistic, right?
Well, maybe they were trying to put it out there like they're autistic. That way they will be like, you know, they're like, oh, they'll go with anybody. Like they're not,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
If they're special kids, if they're, you know, special needs kids, then, oh, yeah, they'll just go with anybody.
Yeah, but usually, like, we got to call her, a young lady that calls here, and she has autism, and she says she sketched to people. Like, she don't like to go around strangers, and she's autistic. So
yeah, I've worked with kids like that, and they usually have their certain people they deal with. They're not dealing with everybody, but maybe they're unaware of that. And they think, okay, if we can make them think like they're slow or something, they will go with anybody.
Yeah. And I think if your kids will go with anybody, that's bad parenting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
You got to teach your kids about stranger danger. I mean, that's a real thing and out here. So, and if you just allow, you know, if you see your kids just talking to anybody, you got to grab them. Like, hey, don't do that. That's dangerous. You know, you got to let them know.
They're not even looking. They're not even looking at them. They're not worrying about breakfast, lunch, dinner, bath.
Oh, well, they didn't mention it. They didn't mention it, and they didn't get up to check on the kids because they literally said they didn't. Right. So,
do you think that they changed the time?
Yeah.
Because they start thinking, oh, they're gonna think we should have got up and gave them some breakfast or something.
I mean, I don't know. Daniel himself alleged that the 10 a.m. time frame is not right. So he didn't specify, but he just saying that, you know, that time frame ain't right. But that's what they told the police. But what he's telling the internet is different than what he's telling the police. That's where it gets. It's like, why? Why is it different? Like, if you had a little thing, it's to cover up something big. That's just, you know, because people don't just lie for nothing, right?
I was thinking maybe they changed it to 8, right? It went from 10 rolled back 2 hours, right?
PJ just gifted $5 membership, so make sure y'all thank her and if I'm loud, PJ, I'll quiet down or wrap it up. Let me know. I don't hope I didn't wake you up. Go ahead, caller. I'm sorry.
They initially said 10 and then rolled back to 8.
Yeah, well, there's some rumors of that, like at 8, and then she didn't call the police for a little while, you know, and then allegedly she asked, should she call the police? Like, if your kid's a missing, of course you should call the police. Yeah,
I'm wondering if they changed the time to make it sound like they were up earlier with the kids, because everybody's like, you wasn't up with the kids? They up all this time by themselves, y'all in the room, and the kids are just up. Ain't nobody thought about making them breakfast. The little girl's supposed to be sick, and ain't nobody even thinking about checking on them or doing nothing. You just hearing them in the other room.
Yeah. And in the beginning, they didn't even say that. That changed. The first story they told that they were in bed, in and out of consciousness. They could hear the kids in the other room playing. And then when they woke up, the kids were gone. House music. Thank you for gifting. Everybody's gifting membership. So if you get one from them, make sure you thank them. Yeah. And then the second time they told it, they were like, well, Lily came in the room and Jack was in the kitchen and we were in and out of consciousness. And then when I woke up, the kids were gone. But you got the mother that lives right outside with dogs. So if they were to go out the back door, it's like the mother would have heard them or the dogs would have heard them and started barking. And then you got,
that sounds like Sebastian.
You got, Sebastian, they had them little dogs too.
They got dogs, but the dogs ain't barking about nothing. Yeah. You know, the dogs barking about everything.
Yeah, if I move around at night, my dogs bark. So, they didn't see him. And then you got the sliding glass door that makes no noise. I like to see him open that door on video. Let's see if we can hear it.
Yeah, it's that raggedy ass house. Nothing's making noise.
Yeah, like my doors. I live in a way better house, and my doors creak and make noise, and all kinds of shit. I don't know how he got this magical door that don't make any noise. He must put some WD-40 on that bitch. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're spending time lubing up the doors.
Lubing up the doors, yeah. What are you doing? Just lubing the doors, you know. I only work a day a week. I need these doors. We can't have them squeaking. You know, they gotta be quiet. I can't take a squeaky door.
Oh Lord.
Now, you solved it, you know, the squeaky door problem. Now you got missing kids.
Yeah.
Okay. What's worse?
Don't lube your doors.
I was gonna let him come over, but I'm scared he'd lube my doors. Okay. All right, you be good, girl.
You too.
All right, don't lube the doors.
I won't.
All right, peace. You know the train's going off the tracks. We're talking about lubing doors. Okay, it all depends on what door you lube. But their sliding back door didn't make any noise, right? Didn't make any noise. So I don't know. It looked like everything in that house was crickety. Okay, like if you moved, the floor would squeak, the whole trailer would shake, right? Has anybody lived in a trailer? If you have, you know, somebody can move in the other room and you can feel it in the trailer. Like the whole trailer move. It's like, you know, somebody's walking around in the back of the trailer, you'll know in the front of the trailer. Yeah, I do know their phones were looked at, their communication devices. You know, I don't think the mounted police are stupid. And I just don't think they have any proof, right? Because there's no witnesses, there's nobody around. You know, like in a city, people get caught on camera. Something catches them, a witness sees it, right? But when you're in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody around and you say, well, they walked off, the police, all they have is that. There's no video, there's no witnesses, there's no nothing. And that's why it's so hard to find people in these rural areas, because there's really nothing to go off of. And that is the case in this situation. So unless somebody confesses or tells on somebody, they don't have nothing. What could they have? What do you think? A damn grizzly bear ran up and said, yeah, I seen him put the kids in the car. Right? A damn coyote's going to run up and be like, give you its paw and be like, I seen him take the kid. We know this. The dingoes didn't get the babies. The kids didn't run into the woods, and there's no signs of abduction. What does that tell you? I mean, the police pretty much tell you that they believe the parents are responsible, right? I mean, that's kind of where the police are at. It's just if they don't talk, how can they prosecute them? I think they should go another approach, because their approach right now ain't working. I think they should have went with, let's bring them up on charges and get them both in there and tell one of them, hey, we'll let you go. You tell us what's going on. But right now you're charged with felony child neglect and you're going to prison. And we're going to make sure of that. And look them right in the eyes when you say it. Be like, look, I promise you this. You're going to prison. Just how long do you want to go? We can do it the hard way. We can do it the easy way. But I guarantee you this. You're going to prison. And one of them people are going to talk. Okay? Somebody's going to talk. They got to be, sometimes you got to be firm with people.
Why Daniel's friend take him to Durwood's son house?
I don't know. I don't know if we can even believe that. You know, I don't know. So we know he has a friend. Who is the friend? Why didn't they name the friend? Because they knew we would dig into the friend. Right? So don't mention the friend's name, because we'd be up here showing pictures of the wrong guy, like Dolly tonight, right? Yeah, you know, there's no names. He said he knew the driver. Why don't he tell us who the driver is? Right? If he knew who the driver was of that vehicle allegedly that they got put in and all that, these kids would be found. This earmuffs for sensitive people. These kids are gone. They're gone. I don't mean missing gone. I mean gone. That's it. That's the reality I live in. And all these people are just trying to take heat off of themselves. That's it. And then some people are taking up for people. That's it. So apparently Durwood is friends with Daniel. I mean, that's clear, right? I think we can all agree on that. He's like Daniel's spokesperson. He's like the TikTok Tony of Daryl. Daniel. I said Daryl. My name is Daryl. My other cousin Daryl. My other cousin Daryl. Daniel. So, I mean, that's basically what he is. He's running around on a PR campaign for Daniel. I mean, that's the same thing that TikTok Tony did. I hope he don't pull his wiener out. Okay, we don't want to see you winning, Darewood. We done had enough of that on YouTube. Oh my God. Hopefully Darewood ain't on TikTok. Then I would get a little worried, right? But if he turns into a damn 1202, I'm giving up true crime at that point. In Canada, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, okay, because there's a lot of Canadian viewers in here tonight, there's a spokesperson for a missing kid. He got on TikTok, and he exposed himself at 12:02 in this video. Okay, it was a timestamp of the video, and he tried to say it was an overlay. He came up with every excuse humanly known to man, but he's a spokesperson for the missing kid, Sebastian Rogers, and he gets on TikTok with these young girls, and he exposes himself. Can't make it up. So everybody started calling him 1202 because I was watching this video, and I was like, oh my God, right? He's a creep, right? So we started calling him 1202 because he pulled his private parts out. Okay. But what he was doing, he was running around doing a campaign for the father, wanting the father cleared. Nobody's even blamed the father, ever did really. And he's just running this weird old campaign, and he came out of Oklahoma, he called me. I never called him back. I never even called him back. He's kind of disappeared now, but Durwood has took his place. I mean, that's kind of like, so Durwood is like the spokesperson for Daniel. He's running interference for him. Okay. And I look at them like they're on the same team. I hope Daniel's telling the truth, and I hope Durwood's telling the truth. I pray to God they're telling the truth. I just don't believe it. But I hope they ain't lying. That's all I can really say. I don't believe it, but I hope they ain't lying. I hope Durwood's telling 100% the truth. If he is, he deserves the reward. I hope Daniel is telling the truth, because I don't want to see this man be, come and find out he's somebody would hurt a baby. I hope somebody's telling the truth, but I just feel like we're being all around lied to by everybody. And I mean everybody. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for these kids to be vanished. These kids ain't never snuck out before. Now, if they said, yeah, we had a problem with them getting out and we had to go get them all the time and they'd be running around in the damn woods, it'd be more believable. But they said these kids never got out. Now, I ain't saying they ain't a first for everything, right? I just don't buy it, because the woods are so thick and they're almost impassable. But yet these kids are gone, and the police are out there, according to them, quickly within 30 minutes. How far can kids get in 30 minutes? They searched miles and miles. As soon as it got dark, them kids would have been crying, screaming, and somebody would have heard them. They're in the middle of nowhere. There ain't even noise. So you're in a quiet ass area and you can't hear kids. You don't hear no branches breaking. You don't hear nothing. Even in Friday the 13th, you hear Jason coming. He'll step on a stick at least, right? You hear something breaking or the bushes. They always look and they play the music, right? Nothing. You don't hear shit. That ain't how it works. Most kids, they're found within 24 hours. True. There's been kids found in the woods and way deep in the woods within 24 hours. Sitting by a tree, right? But not in this case. Not in this case. You feel the kids are alive and well because you're buying that story they're selling. I don't buy it. Sorry, I just don't. You hear someone hollering a mile away. You're absolutely right. You like in the hollers, right? You can holler from one mountaintop to the other. And you just can't. You can hear that shit for 5 miles. When you're in the middle of nowhere, noise travels. I mean, it travels a long distance. I mean, you scream, you can hear that shit in a quiet area with no housing, and you hear that shit for like 5 miles. You can be down the road and somebody hear that shit a long ways away. Caitlin Harp, Carolyn, we get your point. We get it. With this show, did you see the title of the show? The show says it's about Jack and Lilly Sullivan. That is way off topic. We will tap in on that more. I told you I wrote this sister. If she hits me back, I will let you know, and we'll discuss it. I'll do a video on it if she hits me back. But that's, seeing if she hits me back or not. But we're not going to shift gears because people came here to discuss Jack and Lilly. They didn't come here to talk Caitlin. And we gave her a little segment, right? We gave her a little segment. We showed her picture. We told about where she was missing from. We showed her sister. We showed her husband. I mean, well, let's see. We'll see how that plays out. You got me curious about it now. Okay. You think the kids went out alone all the time? I think so too. Me myself. Because, they're in the middle of nowhere and they had the backyard and it was kind of fenced off. I bet they went out there and played all the time. And now if that was the case, I could believe the kids might have wandered off and they were out there for hours by themselves, unattended. But the way they describe it, that ain't the case. Okay, Jimmy, they wasn't supposed to be searching. RCMP don't want the scenes disrupted in case they find remains. Let me tell you this, Tammy. Lean in. My kid goes missing. I don't give a damn what they say. I'll be right beside you. If you don't want me to go out there, you better come with me. Because you ain't gonna stop me from looking for my kid. That ain't happening. Just ain't happening. You ain't gonna stop me from going on the news. You ain't gonna stop me from telling the world. You ain't gonna stop none of those things. This is a mama Tammy that don't give a shit. This mama has done nothing to bring her kids home. Not in the public's eye. I don't know what she's done behind closed doors. Maybe I don't know. But what I've seen, this is a shitty mother. I know it, some people don't want to hear that. That's fine. But the kid had a shitty daddy and a shitty mother. I mean, the truth. It makes you feel good inside. It tingles a little bit when you tell it. You know what I'm saying? When you tell the truth, you get this little tingly feeling like you're doing right. Like, it's hard to say that about people. I don't want to be mean to people. I like to think that everybody is good people and they're nice and honest and friendly and take care of their kids and shit. But Tammy, we know that ain't the case, right? These kids were fighting an uphill battle, and between the biological father and the mother that don't care at all, and you got the new man taking care of Daniel may have been taking care of the kids like he said. I mean, because Malaya don't give two shits. If she cared, if she acted like this when she had the kids, I agree. I'm a mama too. She was told to leave with the baby, or Children's Aid was taking the baby. I don't think that's the case, Tammy, according to some people. Now, I don't know. Because like I said, I don't really believe all these things people are saying. Because in the beginning, the deal was Logan was going to take the baby. Okay, so, and then they got to fight, and is the reason she left. And she didn't have to leave. She told Daniel she was going to go with her mother. So I think people are running with shit that they've heard and they ain't running with the facts. And this is the same thing with Durwood. He's running with things he's heard and he's not running with the facts. Me too. Remember, the first part of the show was me talking about the wrong baby daddy. Running with the rumors and not the facts. It's a lot of that in this case, right? It just is what it is you've heard this, so you think that to be the case, but we don't physically know these people and we're not there. So a lot of this is guessing what is true and what ain't. But I'm coming to the point where I think all of it's a lie. That's why the title says we all been lied to. You're up straight and speak the truth, Dolly. I try to tell people the way it is, only Meadow needed to leave. But what does the kid need to leave for if they're not responsible? Okay, they can't just take your kid. So I don't buy everything we're being sold, allegedly. Never stop fighting for all these children. I don't plan on it, I don't have no plans to stop, giving these kids a voice and telling people that don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. Because sometimes people are wrong. I was wrong. I admit it. I had the wrong dude. Allegedly. I still don't know if that's the wrong guy. But people say it is, so I have to double check. And but either way, like I said, even if that's the wrong guy, the real guy is not much better. Okay? He might not be a robber, but he's a damn deadbeat dad. That ain't much different. I think I'd rather be labeled a robber, to be honest with you. I'd rather be Cody Lee than just Cody. I mean, that's bad. That's pretty fucking bad. I wonder if Cody Lee lives with his mama. He's out of jail. We'll have to check on that, okay? We'll hit him up. Be like, hey, do you live with your mama? We just trying to see if you better than the other one, okay? Because this dude lives with his mama and is a deadbeat dad. The other Cody is a robber and is out of jail. I don't know which one's worse. Dolly, when a child is missing and it may be suspicious, they always remove any other children from the family for safety reasons until they know the parents weren't involved. That's not true because Meadow went with the mama, right? But they just get him away from Daniel, right? That don't make sense. Think about what you're saying before you say it. They get him away from the family, but they didn't get him away from the family. Malaya left with Meadow, and then when she broke the CPS orders, they took Meadow, allegedly. We don't even know if that's true. We don't know if any of this shit's true. We all running off shit we've been told. Everybody. That's the truth. I don't even know. I don't know what's true and what's a lie. Yeah. To me, everything's a lie now. I'm at the point where I just think it's all a lie from the beginning. Everything we've been told from the very beginning is a lie. So if they were going to take them away from parents, they would have instantly took them away from the parents. That ain't the case. There has to be some allegations of abuse for them to take them away from the parents. And Malaya was screaming something about Daniel and blaming. Daniel said it himself that Malaya was blaming him for something, but we don't even know if that's true. How do we know if any of these people are telling the truth? If Malaya and Daniel were lying in the beginning and that story is staged, scripted, like we all believe, then how do we know they ain't lying right now? I've seen people point the fingers at each other before and both of them be responsible. So, Dolly, you going to, what happened, been told, like it. That's the government and mainstream media, including YouTubers, want to be mainstream. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, it's Travis from Iowa. How are you?
What's up, Travis?
So I think if the story of them being taken to an Indian reservation or whatever, wouldn't the cops have followed up on that?
Yes, absolutely.
And that not being the case, so I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true either. I think it's,
and like you were saying,
I think it sounds good and it keeps people thinking the kids are alive, but these kids ain't alive.
right? I'm thinking the same thing. It's like it's another Sebastian thing, but 2 of them instead of 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Worse, way worse than the Sebastian case. 1, because it's 2.
Like you were saying earlier, they should bring charges up for neglect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen people get neglect charges for way less. You know,
I have too. I absolutely have too. I've seen people go to jail for way less shit than that. And if they continue the amount of pressure they got on them right now, and nothing's going to change, they're not going to talk. You got to put that pressure on them. You got to scare them.
Because if you had them both in there and not able to go home or talk to their family or anything, they'd sure open up. They'd talk.
They'll break quick, especially if they ain't been incarcerated before. Daniel don't look like he's been locked up, and damn Malaya, she don't look like she's been locked up. So if you ain't built for that life, you gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? When them doors close and you hear them screaming trays, you gonna talk.
Yep.
You know,
and you only get fed 3 times a day, and it's not very much.
Now in Virginia, it's twice a day.
Twice a day?
Twice. Breakfast and they give you a sandwich in the morning, and then I guess you're supposed to save the sandwich. I don't know. They give you breakfast and a sandwich, and then nighttime. That's just twice a day.
That's 3 here in Iowa.
Yeah, well, y'all got it good then, because we ain't feeding people here in Virginia. We let you go home. It's twice a day, and it's some shit that ain't even edible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that. So was that really Daniel that was in the chat the other day?
Yes, that was really him. I mean, I clicked on the profile and it went to his page. So
why wouldn't he call in though?
I don't know. Why is he saying things to us that he's not saying to the media? I mean, unless somebody has control of his page, but I don't think they do. I think that's him, because he knew information that only Daniel would have knew.
Right.
And it's coming from his page, where there's videos posted from 5 years ago. So it's not a new page, and he's in the videos. So put it together, it's his YouTube account. So it's him. And, and Durwood and him are friends, and Durwood's been in here. And the biological grandmother's been in here. I'm sure Malaya has watched the streams. If somebody was talking about you with thousands of people in the room, wouldn't you watch it?
Hell yeah.
I would too. So I know
I'd also be calling and straightening my shit out though.
Oh, she ain't gonna do that.
Oh, I know.
Because if she talks, that gives her, she'll trip up. Somebody will catch her in a lie. But if you don't talk, it's hard to catch you in a lie. That's the same thing Katie Proudfoot.
Did she lawyer up?
Yeah, she lawyered up. Yeah, you want questions to her, you got to talk to her lawyer. And
that's crazy.
I don't even think he speaks English.
Like, if you didn't do anything, why would you need a lawyer?
You want to comment from her lawyer, you got to bring a peace pipe, something, a gift, you know what I'm saying? An eagle. Even to get a meeting. So
I couldn't imagine doing anything like that, especially your own kids, That's just.
I mean, I could see if everybody was blaming you, if you didn't do nothing and everybody was blaming you. I mean, I may lawyer up and then come out and give a statement, you know what I'm saying? After I speak to my lawyer and say, hey, look, I don't have nothing to do with this. I'm going to be out here with you looking for my kid. I got a lawyer just to protect myself because people are blaming me for doing a crime I didn't commit. But I want my child found, and I'll do whatever I can do to help that situation. Like the whole, not doing nothing, and a lot of reason the mainstream media is not picking it up because the mother's not saying nothing. If you had a crying mother on TV, that's good ratings. Everybody be showing it. But you don't have it.
Now, did the dogs have a scent for the road or no?
Not that I know of. They didn't track on anything. Almost like Sebastian Rogers. So just vanished. No trail, no track, no nothing. I mean, almost like the kids vanished. gone. And kids just don't vanish. Somebody had to done something with them. They ain't in those woods. I know people keep saying they're in the woods.
Well, even if they are, bears have got them by now. So,
but even if they were in the woods, wouldn't you think the mama be acting different?
you would think. How long was it until? How long did she stay until she left when they
The first day
reported them missing? First day?
Yeah, she's day one. She left. By the next day, she was gone. She left quicker than Katie Proudfoot. I mean, she was, at least Katie made it a week or so.
Even if the kids would have came back, you know.
Yeah.
Her not being there.
Well, I mean, Daniel was still there, but I mean, in the Sebastian Rogers case, Katie left and nobody was there. But,
right.
You know, them kids, they knew them kids wasn't coming back. They knew that. It shows you right now, why is nobody searching right now? Why ain't the mother doing anything? We see right now, we just looked at that girl, Catlin, that's missing, and her sister and family members are posting things about her. Like, and they're out.
Was that the stripper girl?
Yeah, and they're out searching. The stripper girl's out searching for her sister. That's normal behavior. You know what I'm saying? Posting, bringing awareness, updating people. That's normal. The stripper girl, she probably ain't even a stripper. She was probably a nice girl, but she's doing what a normal person would be doing. She's doing more for her sister than the mama is for them kids.
Yep.
You know, think about that. And that ain't even her kids. That's her sister.
Right.
So
now, is it her husband? Is that what?
That's who they're blaming, is the husband right now.
The sister's husband or the husband of the girl?
Well, the sister husband killed a girl. That would be weird. But no, her husband. Yeah, her old man. And he got a text message that said that she was running off with some dudes from Snapchat. That's bizarre. That's pretty bizarre. I mean, I had to say myself, it's bizarre. Like, that's the last message you're going to see it? I need a break. I'm running off with some dudes from Snapchat. I don't know about that.
Must not have been happy.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. I don't know if I'd take her back when she got back. You know what I'm saying? That'd be like,
that's crazy.
You better stay on Snapchat, girl. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So that is crazy. And I wrote the sister in that case, and we'll see what she says back. Probably by tomorrow, I'll know something, hear something more about it. The lady that called in about it, she seems a little buzzed up. She's still with us though. She might have took her night.
Yeah, she wasn't very happy about it.
She may have took her nighttime meds. I don't know. I guess she don't get my comedy.
I guess not.
Jack
Some
and
people
Lily,
don't nowadays.
Canada emoji, folded hands emoji, wrong Cody Dolly, follow your gut instinct, too many lies, yes that's Daniel's, prayers for these babies, sparkling heart emoji, Canada emoji.
Okay, caller, I'll talk to you later.
Emoji.
All right, keep it up.
A crime and a shame. Yes, I know it's the wrong Cody. That's Cody Lee, and there was Cody. Everybody filled me in that the mother said, hey, that ain't my son. We had the wrong person. It happens. I seen the video of saying he was exposed, and I just took it as it was legit. I didn't back check it. And that's how misinformation gets out there. I apologize. You know, things happen. I was just thinking, it makes sense if Malaya's scared of him and he's this bad Cody Lee guy, it makes sense because he was a robber, because we heard Daniel say that Malaya was scared of the baby's daddy. And if the baby daddy never been in trouble, ain't never did nothing wrong, why would they be scared of him? She wouldn't be, and either way, dude's still, what's worse? Okay. A dude that robbed somebody with a knife or a dude that don't have shit to do with his kids and is a grown-ass man living at home with his mother. To me, they're both bad. I'd probably rather hang out with Cody Lee because he might have been robbing somebody to feed his kids. Like, Cody Lee, why you robbed that person? Oh, man, I had to put some milk and bread in the fridge. The kids didn't have shit to eat, so I just jacked that fool. I'd be like, I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? You asked the other Cody, hey, why ain't you done nothing for your kids? What? Oh, man, fuck them kids. I can't respect that. You know what I'm saying? What, you going to get your own place, dog? No, man, I'm just going to milk my mama. Which one's worse? I mean, we don't know though. Both of them could be bad. Either way, it's not good. You got a badass biological father that don't want shit to do with you, don't care. You got a bad mother that don't give a shit, don't care. Who cares about these kids? That's the bad part of it, right? It's like, damn, where's the, like, you don't got your dad, you don't got your mom. Like, see, look, I never knew my dad, but my mom was great. I didn't even need to know the man, right? My mom took great care of me. I was loved. But where's this for those kids, right? They didn't have their dad. They didn't have their mom. They didn't have nothing. I couldn't even imagine a life like that where nobody gave a shit about you, you know? And I don't know. Crying shame, I don't believe any of these people. I don't believe Daniel. I don't believe Malaya. I believe that Durwood is just spreading information that he's hearing, and everybody's lying. So if you're spreading information that's lies, just everybody's lying. And these kids, they're not on a magical reservation. Fucking, it just ain't happening. Dolly.
Yes, this is the Paradise. I have some news for you. I contact remote viewers. I just got to the house, my house.
Okay.
He dropped me off. I gave him the coordinates. Very good. Very good. And, you know, I know everyone is against Mr. Durwood, but I believe his heart is in the right place. You know, he has, yes.
I think so too. I think so too. I just think he's spreading misinformation.
And he's so tired. He's not a young man.
Yeah.
He's very tired. And it's like, okay, everyone, and then everyone turn against him. You know, that's not correct. But as far as the remote viewing, he knew about, or well, I think grandmother fixed hole in the lane up where he knew one footprint. Because I not say kidnap. No, he say, you know, I said, can you find something out for me? So we had his wife sit as third, and
you had Durwood's wife set as the third?
Yes.
Okay.
So he remote viewed, he drew things too. And he said, children, walk down lane. He said he saw a red car.
Okay.
Two girls, probably in mid-late 20s. And then he said, is this missing children? I said, yes. And he said, how they found it? I said, no found. I wouldn't have you do this. And he said, those little girls in that car are so scared. Did they take the children and hide them themselves? They have to find out who the girls were or her friends or any question or friends. They know.
Okay.
But he too said living.
Okay.
Now, one more thing, Dolly, I have to say tomorrow, I have lined up one more remote viewer. And then I tell you what happened at that. But it's going to be afternoon.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I have split personality, so I count as 2 remote viewers. I want you to channel with me real quick, right? I just need you to focus, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna see what I got. A Stargate. I'm gonna cross through this gate. I'm gonna look in and I'm gonna see what I see. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Focus. All right. Let's go. I want to see what I say. I'm gonna write it down.
How do you? I just walk in. I say, I mean, this is not how this goes, but I still thinking about what happened. But you walk in, you think one. Telling me you want me to think what?
Just focus on that day around 10 a.m. that morning on Gearlock Road. Lock them coordinates into your mind.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I wrote it down. I wrote what I seen down. I drew it. Okay.
You could be remote viewer.
I'm definitely. I was there. I felt.
No, I not kid you. I said yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you get?
I got. They all lied. Did you get the same thing?
Yes, they all lie, but Dolly, they're more involved in. Oh, I forgot the no name. He say several people involved. And the drivers, he said two girls.
I'm seeing something else.
Lied. Frightened.
If I had a drink, tumbler, glass emoji, for all the lies in this
they
case,
fear
I'd
going
be an
to
alcoholic
jail.
warp
They
speed.
just try
The
to
truth
help
will
out
come out.
friends.
What
And
matters
it
is
went
only is Jack and
awry.
Lily. Sparkling hearty emoji, candidate
So what take
emoji.
you, Dolly? I let you know about the next one at 2:00 tomorrow.
Hold on, I still need you to focus because I'm getting an image. I'm getting an image. I need you to focus with me. Okay, we're good. I got it. Right here. I'm seeing a muffin. Are you seeing a muffin?
No.
You're not seeing the muffin?
Yes,
I seen a
the wife
road.
gave me the muffin. The wife gave me the muffin. Sit right here. I just got out first. The muffin in front of me.
Hold on, I'm seeing more stuff. I gotta get it while I can. Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Okay. I see a road. I see a big muffin, a road, and a car. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting right now. A muffin, a road, and a car. Maybe there was a muffin in the road in a car. It just came to me.
Bravo.
You know, I that's all I'm getting right now. We'll have to try again when
I am so proud of you. Perhaps you not be remote viewer because you have to be the serious when you do
I
this.
was focused. I was focused.
Please.
Huh?
This is serious.
I know.
I have to bring in the two people and you say muffin. But muffin sat here. She gave me muffin.
Did you get a muffin? I didn't even get a muffin.
That's what I say when you say muffin. It sat in. I just took out a purse. She gave me muffin to bring home.
Oh.
It sat in front of me.
See, how did I know about the muffin?
That would probably be like a total.
How did I know about the road and the truck?
What last time?
I knew about the road. What? I'm getting road and I'm getting truck. Well, hold on. I'm feeling color. Cars. I'm getting a color.
He got car.
Okay, I got muffin.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
I got road, I got truck, and I got blue.
I think you saw the case then.
Maybe we should be looking for a blue truck with the driver eating a muffin.
Could be, because I have muffin.
Okay, all right. Well, make sure tomorrow when you do get with those two people and you remote view, see what you come up with and let us know.
Do you not have a show afternoon? It's going to say you could set in, but you don't have shows tomorrow.
Sometimes I do shows in the afternoon. What time are y'all trying to remote view? I'm in for a good remote viewing session.
She is supposed to arrive at 2:00.
2:00?
So that's what we plan.
Okay.
So that's what we plan.
Okay. Well, I can do 2:00.
Will you see number?
Do I see a number?
You see number?
The number you called from?
You could call at, yes, if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I see the number.
That you could call tomorrow.
Okay, at 2:00.
That's what she say.
Okay. All right. I'll make sure I call.
You okay?
2 o'clock.
Okay.
You're gonna get a call from me.
That's right. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you too. All right, you be good. Good luck.
You too. Goodbye.
All right, peace. Did anybody channel the same thing I just channeled there? Anybody else get a muffin? That's what I seen right there. They all lied. A muffin, a road, and a truck. Okay. It could be a minivan. I'm not quite sure. You know, I entered right through the Stargate. I was right on Gearlock Road. They boom, just like right there. It was like, I'm talking full color. Like I was in there in the zone. I'm talking about the CIA is going to hit me up and try to give me a job. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on YouTube, right? Once they know that I have these abilities, shit, I'm going to be in a penthouse. I'm moving on up like George and Wheezy, all right? Like there's no stopping Dolly right now. Dolly is right. They all lied. I've seen it in a vision, okay? They all lied. And they all ate muffins or something. The muffin keeps coming up. I don't know what it is. You know, Dolly, the government works with that stuff. I mean, I know. I got it. I'm telling you, y'all think I'm kidding. Y'all didn't notice I was in a full trance right there? Y'all didn't see my shape-shifting eyes? I thought I told y'all I was a shapeshifter earlier, and there's 15 different Dollys. Right? There's skinny Dolly, there's fat Dolly, there's funny Dolly, there's not so funny Dolly. You should draw a picture or wrote a word and see if she knew it. Dolly, you're so skilled. You solved the mystery. Listen, I just know that there's a muffin somewhere in this case. Maybe we should be looking for muffin patches. Do they grow on bushes? How do you grow muffins? Maybe we should be looking at bakeries. Is there a baker? Maybe there's a baker that lives somewhere by and he drives a truck. Okay. I'm going with the baker on Gearlock with the truck. Now, that's better than Donna, Sarah, Reverfina, Sprite, Coca-Cola, however the hell you say her name. Okay. I am going with a baker because I keep getting muffins, banana bread, blueberry.
Dolly, you ain't got no sense. Smiley face emoji.
Okay.
Smiley face emoji.
Y'all doubt my skills, but when it comes out that a baker kidnapped these kids that live down the road